evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 22nd of December. Helmand province won't fall in the hands of Taliban, assures Afghan government. Paramilitary plane crash kills 10 in India. And paramedical staff threaten to go on strike in Pakistani Kashmir over pay parity demands. And now for all the details, 6 US personnel have been killed in a Taliban suicide attack in Afghanistan. The soldiers were part of NATO's Resolute Support mission to train the Afghan forces.
A Taliban suicide bomber on motorcycle attacked a joint US-Afghan patrol near Bagram Air Base, killing 6 American soldiers. 3 others, including an Afghan soldier, have been injured in the attack. The Bagram Air Base, which is about 25 miles north of capital Kabul, is the biggest US military facility in Afghanistan and has come under targeted attacks several times this year. With this, the tally of NATO service members who have died in Afghanistan this year reached 25. The number of US troops in Afghanistan stands at 9,800, down from its peak of 100,000 in 2010. They have been held back in the war-torn country to assist, train and advise the Afghan forces.
The Afghan government has said that it will not let Helmand province fall in the hands of Taliban. The government informed that air support and reinforcement troops have been deployed to flush out the insurgents who launched a coordinated attack on the province last week.
Security forces are doing everything possible to eliminate the enemy and make sure Helmand does not fall to the Taliban, said Afghanistan's Interior Ministry spokesperson Sadiq Siddiqui. He added that additional troops have been deployed in the province. Afghanistan's army is engaged in heavy fighting with the Taliban to prevent a security collapse in the volatile southern province of Helmand. According to reports, some key areas have fallen to the hands of Taliban and security forces have stepped back from those regions. On the ground in the battlefields of Helmand, Afghan soldiers put on a brave face.
عملیات ډیر جریان لري پولیس اردو سرحدیان ټول پیاوځي موږ دشمن ته شکست ورکړو دشمن هیڅ کله نشي کولای چې موږ ته شکست راکړي موږ دشمن ته شکست ورکړو هر وخت موږ دشمن ته شکست ورکړو موږ خپل افغانستان خپل ساتو.
The Taliban launched coordinated attacks last week to take control of various key districts of Helmand province, a picture similar to the situation that led up to the fall of the northern city of Kunduz in late September. The armed confrontation has caused major casualties on both sides.
A Pakistan Anti-Terrorism court on Tuesday issued non-bailable arrest warrants against Muttahida Qawmi Movement or MQM chief Altaf Hussain and 20 other party leaders. The Karachi court issued the warrants in a case registered against them for delivering and facilitating anti-Pakistan speeches. While Hussain has been accused of speaking against security agencies in the country in June this year, other leaders have been charged with attending a public gathering and listening to Hussein's speech. The MQM is the 4th largest party in Pakistan Assembly and has a strong hold in the southern port city of Karachi. Hussain, who has several charges of corruption against him in Pakistan, lives in self-imposed exile in London and effectively wields power in Karachi by stimulating party activists through speeches. Moving on to news from India, an Indian paramilitary aircraft on Tuesday crashed in the outskirts of capital New Delhi, killing all 10 passengers on board. Authorities said they are inquiring into the incident. A report.
10 personnel of India's Border Security Force or BSF died when their plane crashed minutes after taking off from Delhi's airport. The plane was bound to India's eastern city of Ranchi. Among those killed in the incident were 3 paramilitary officers and 7 senior technicians.
यह जांच का विषय है कि सिक्योरिटी में या क्या कारण रहे, या भी माननीय गृह मंत्री जी भी वहां पहुंच गए हैं और हमारे सभी डीजीसी के सभी अधिकारी वहां पहुंच गए हैं। जांच के बाद ही हम अगला विषय बता पाएंगे कि आखिरकार ये लैप्स क्यों हुआ, क्या कारण रहे हैं इसके।
According to initial reports, the Super King aircraft chartered by BSF developed a technical snag soon after taking off from the airport. the pilot contacted the Delhi Air Traffic Control for priority landing. Full emergency was declared by the airport authority and measures were put in place for the landing. Unfortunately, the plane hit the boundary wall of the airport technical area and landed in a sewage treatment plant where it burst into flames. Witnesses claim that labourers working on the site were also injured.
Moving on, the paramedical staff in Pakistan-administered Kashmir are threatening to go on strike as they have not been given their rightful dues for several years.
The already crippled medical services in Pakistan-administered Kashmir are heading for a collapse as the region's paramedical staff threaten to go on an indefinite strike, protesting against the government's failure to address their pay parity demands. They allege that while Pakistan government has provided medical staff in other major cities of Pakistan with better salary structure, it has repeatedly turned down their demands.
10 साल हो गए हमें कोई तनख्वाह नहीं मिली हमारे बच्चे क्या करें वो किधर जाएं अगर उनको हम तालीम नहीं देंगे वो फिर दहशतगर्द बनेंगे ना मैं खुद अपने बच्चों की खुद कफील हूँ जो उनको पढ़ाती हूँ लिखाती हूँ अगर ना उनको कुछ मिलेगा मेरा घर का चूल्हा कैसे जलेगा मैं खुद ज़हनी तौर पे डिस्टर्ब हूँ.
The employees claim that corrupt bureaucrats are preventing the government from addressing their long pending demands. The disappointed employees have now taken to streets, threatening to stop emergency services in hospitals if their demands are not met by authorities.
उन्होंने हमारे मुतालबे पूरे ना किए तो पूरे आज़ाद कश्मीर में हम धरना देंगे काम से बाइकाट करेंगे कोई पोलियो डे नहीं करेंगे इसके अलावा नेशनल प्रोग्राम के जो भी काम है वो भी हम बिल्कुल नहीं करेंगे.
While quality of life, healthcare and life expectancy of the people of other regions have improved dramatically in the past few decades, Pakistan-administered Kashmir fares dismally on the Human Development Index. The poor medical infrastructure and pathetic state of healthcare services are causing discontent among locals, and the situation can worsen if the paramedical staff go ahead with their planned strike.
India has welcomed Nepal government's move to amend its constitution to address demands of the ethnic Madhesi group who have been protesting for more than 4 months. The sporadic agitations and violence have not only deprived Nepal of essential commodities but have also killed more than 50 people.
India's foreign ministry hailed the decision as a positive step that could help to create a foundation for a resolution to solve the current impasse in Nepal.
We urge all Nepali political forces to now demonstrate the necessary maturity and flexibility to find a satisfactory solution to the constitutional issues through constructive dialogue in an agreed time frame.
In its statement, India also hoped that return to normalcy in Nepal would create a more secure climate for unhindered commerce between the two countries. The Nepal government on Monday had announced to form a high-level political mechanism to redraw the borders of federal provinces outlined by the newly adopted constitution as part of its bid to end the prolonged Terai crisis. It also agreed to relook the bill related to the proportional representation of the Madhesi community based on the region's population. The Madhesi agitation in Nepal has paralyzed the trade between the two nations as protesters have blocked the India-Nepal border trade point, depriving the landlocked country of essential supplies from India.
India's convenience food business is booming and is set to grow even further. Consumers who prefer pre-made meals are expected to help push the market to $50 billion by 2017 from $32 billion at the moment.
Increasingly busy lifestyles are changing eating habits across India. Many working parents living in big cities are turning to convenience food instead of home-cooked meals as they juggle the pressures of working, commuting and looking after their kids.
So as lifestyles get busier, it's but natural that packaged food will become more and more ingrained into our daily lives. In the recent past, it's grown significantly well, like it was about $15 to $20 billion almost 3-4 years back. And from there, it's almost doubled to $30 billion. So that growth trend is definitely going to continue.
A key factor in this trend is the growing number of working women who are prioritizing their career. That can make it challenging to find the time to prepare a meal from scratch. A helping hand from convenience foods can make a big difference.
My working hours are very tedious, and because of that I don't get time to cook food at my place, and due to the vast availability of these packed food, I can cook easily every day without cooking by myself, because these packets give me instant energy as well as it saves a lot of time.
And while the growing popularity of convenience food is particularly obvious in India's cities, it is expected to gain traction across the country. India's convenience food market is defined by a large divide between urban, semi-urban and rural consumers. As this line becomes thinner, the market is expected to grow even further in the coming years.
Along with Christmas season comes the urgency for cakes. Take a look at how cake makers in India are luring people.
Cakes of all sizes, shapes, colors and hues attracted hundreds at a cake exhibition in IT Hub, Bengaluru. The theme of the show was inspired by children, as was evident from the playful ambience.
In sugar art, we try and create different kind of concepts which can be more of a utility or used kind of a concept. Anything which is large, what is seen around here, can be also made for your personal cake. And that is what is the concept. This year, I think we tried concentrating more on children, because I think children fancy creative cake. That's why you can see colors, you can see different forms, texture that we tried achieving in the cakes.
Students in huge number took part in baking of these cakes, of which the production took almost 3 months. Meanwhile, shops are not faring far too behind in luring children. From Angry Birds to Minions, shops are providing a wide variety of cakes to make this Christmas special for the kids.
நிறைய ஃபார்முலா கார், அப்புறம் ஆங்க்ரி பேர்ட்ஸ், அதுக்கப்புறம் மினியன்ஸு, மாஷா அண்ட் த பேர், சிண்டர்லா, பார்பி, அதுக்கப்புறம் மங்கி, அந்த மாதிரி நிறையா கேக்ஸ்லாம் இங்கே டிஸ்ப்ளே பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. நான் ரொம்ப எக்ஸைட்டடாக இருந்தேன். இப்போ எனக்கு இந்த கேக்ஸ்லாம் வீட்டுக்கு கொண்டு போகணும் போல் ரொம்ப ஆசையாக இருக்குது.
Although Christians form less than 3% of India's over a billion population, Christmas is celebrated across all faiths with joy and merrymaking.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Helmand province won't fall in the hands of Taliban, assures Afghan government. Paramilitary plane crash kills 10 in India. And paramedical staff threatened to go on strike in Pakistani Kashmir over pay parity demands. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.